In what can only be described as the most shocking financial development for Social Security recipients in decades, Congress has just approved a massive $7.500 boost to Social Security payments, and if you're eligible, you could be receiving not one, but two separate deposits hitting your account on June 4th. That could completely transform your financial situation. This unprecedented move by Congress represents the largest single increase in Social Security benefits in modern history, and the two-deposit system they've implemented means that millions of Americans could wake up to find their bank accounts substantially heavier than they were the day before. But here's what has everyone talking. Not every Social Security recipient will automatically receive these payments, and there's an exclusive eligibility list that determines who gets these life-changing deposits and who doesn't. Before we reveal the shocking details about the $7.500 congressional approval and tell you exactly how to find out if your name is on the exclusive recipient list, you absolutely must hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell right now. This channel has become the go-to source for breaking Social Security news, benefit increases, and financial updates that directly impact millions of Americans, and you cannot afford to miss a single update about this developing story. The information I'm about to share could mean the difference between receiving $7.500 or missing out entirely, so make sure you're subscribed to get every crucial detail as this story unfolds. Are you one of the Social Security recipients who has been struggling to make ends meet despite receiving your monthly benefits? Have you been wondering when Congress would finally take action to address the inadequate benefit amounts that millions of seniors and disabled Americans have been forced to live on? Could you use an extra $7.500 to pay off debt, cover medical expenses, or simply have some financial breathing room for the first time in years? Today's announcement from Congress could be the answer to prayers that millions of Americans have been making for months. And the two-deposit structure they've created suggests this relief is coming faster than anyone anticipated. The congressional approval process for this $7.500 Social Security boost represents a rare moment of bipartisan cooperation in Washington, with lawmakers from both parties recognizing the urgent need to provide additional financial support to America's most vulnerable populations. The legislation that authorizes these payments passed through both chambers of Congress with overwhelming support, indicating that elected officials finally understand the severe financial strain that Social Security recipients have been experiencing due to inflation, rising healthcare costs, and inadequate cost of living adjustments over recent years. What makes this $7.500 boost particularly remarkable is the innovative two-deposit system that Congress has mandated for distribution, rather than sending recipients a single large payment that might create tax complications or overwhelm banking systems. The approved legislation calls for the $7.500 to be distributed as two separate deposits of $3.750 each, with both payments scheduled to hit recipient accounts on the same day, June 4th. This dual deposit approach is designed to ensure smoother processing while also providing recipients with clearly identifiable payments that can be easily tracked and verified. The eligibility criteria for receiving these $7.500 payments are more complex than typical Social Security distributions, which explains why Congress has created what they're calling the list, an exclusive roster of recipients who qualify for these enhanced payments. Early indications suggest that eligibility is based on a combination of factors, including length of time receiving benefits, current monthly payment amounts, overall income levels, and specific hardship criteria that demonstrate financial need. This means that while millions of Social Security recipients will receive these payments, others may not qualify based on their individual circumstances. For recipients who do make it onto the exclusive eligibility list, the financial impact of receiving $7.500 in additional payments could be absolutely transformative. Consider that the average Social Security retirement benefit is approximately $1.900 per month. This means that qualifying recipients would essentially receive nearly 4 months' worth of additional benefits in a single day. For disability recipients, whose average monthly payments are typically lower, this $7.500 could represent 5 or more months of additional income, providing unprecedented financial relief and stability. The June 4th payment date was specifically chosen by Congress to ensure that recipients receive their enhanced payments well before the traditional mid-month Social Security payment schedule. This timing allows recipients to use their additional funds for early month expenses like rent, mortgage payments, and other bills that are typically due at the beginning of each month. The decision to process both $3,750 deposits on the same day also eliminates confusion about payment timing and ensures that all eligible recipients receive their full $7,500 boost simultaneously. Banking institutions across the country have been notified about the incoming dual deposits and have been instructed to process these payments with the highest priority to ensure that recipients have immediate access to their funds. The Federal Reserve has coordinated with major banks to prevent any processing delays or technical issues that might interface with the June 4th deposit schedule. This level of coordination indicates the serious commitment that both Congress and federal agencies have made to ensuring the smooth distribution of these enhanced payments. The verification process for determining who appears on the eligibility list has been ongoing for several weeks, with the Social Security Administration working around the clock to review recipient records and apply the congressional criteria for qualification. This process involves cross-referencing multiple databases, verifying current benefit status, confirming income levels, and applying the specific hardship criteria that Congress established when they approved the $7,500 payments. Recipients who meet all the qualification requirements are automatically added to the list without needing to take any additional action. However, there may be some recipients who believe they should qualify for the $7,500 payments but haven't been automatically included on the initial eligibility list. Congress has established an appeals process that allows recipients to request a review of their qualification status if they believe there has been an error in the initial determination. This appeals process must be initiated quickly, as there are strict deadlines for requesting reviews and corrections to the eligibility list. The economic reasoning behind Congress's decision to approve these $7,500 payments reflects a growing recognition that current Social Security benefit levels are insufficient to meet the basic needs of recipients in today's economy. Inflation has significantly eroded the purchasing power of fixed Social Security payments, while healthcare costs, housing expenses, and other essential needs have continued to rise faster than the annual cost of living adjustments that Social Security recipients receive. This $7,500 boost represents Congress's attempt to bridge the gap between current benefit levels and the actual cost of living that recipients face. For recipients who qualify for the dual deposits, the $7,500 will be distributed as two separate $3,750 payments, both arriving on June 4th but processed as distinct transactions. This means that when you check your bank account on June 4th, you should see two separate deposits from the U.S. Treasury, each for $3,750, clearly identified as Social Security enhanced benefit payments. The dual deposit structure also helps with record-keeping and tax reporting, as each payment will be documented separately for year-end tax purposes. The impact of this congressional approval extends beyond just the immediate financial relief for recipients. The $7,500 payment represents a significant investment in the American economy, as Social Security recipients typically spend their benefits quickly on essential goods and services. This means that the billions of dollars being distributed through this program will flow directly into local economies across the country, supporting businesses that serve seniors and disabled individuals while creating multiplier effects throughout various economic sectors. Recipients who are fortunate enough to be on the eligibility list should start preparing for the arrival of their $7,500 payment by ensuring their banking information current and their accounts are in good standing, while the Social Security Administration already has direct deposit information for most recipients. It's worth verifying that your bank account details are accurate and that there are no holds or restrictions on your account that might interface with processing these larger than usual deposits. The security measures surrounding these $7,500 payments have been enhanced to prevent fraud and ensure that only legitimate recipients receive the funds. The Social Security Administration has implemented additional verification protocols, and banks have been instructed to flag any suspicious activity related to these payments. Recipients should be aware that legitimate government payments will never require upfront fees, personal information requests, or other suspicious requirements that scammers might use to exploit interest in these enhanced benefits. Looking beyond the June 4th payment date, Congress has indicated that this $7.500 boost might be the first of additional relief measures being considered for Social Security recipients, while no specific commitments have been made about future payments. The overwhelming bipartisan support for this initial relief package suggests that lawmakers are increasingly willing to provide additional financial support to America's seniors and disabled individuals when economic conditions warrant such intervention. For recipients who don't appear on the initial eligibility list, it's important to understand that this doesn't necessarily mean you'll never qualify for enhanced Social Security payments. Congress has indicated that the criteria for future relief programs might be different from the current requirements, and recipients who don't qualify for the $7.500 payments might be eligible for other forms of assistance or future benefit enhancements that are currently being discussed in Washington. As June 4th approaches, eligible recipients should monitor their bank accounts closely and be prepared to contact the Social Security Administration if they don't see their expected dual deposits. While the vast majority of payments are expected to process smoothly, there may be isolated cases where technical issues or account problems cause delays. Having your Social Security number, banking information, and other relevant details readily available will help resolve any issues quickly if they arise. The historic nature of this $7.500 congressional approval cannot be overstated, and for millions of Americans who will receive these life-changing payments, June 4th will be remembered as a turning point in their financial security and quality of life.